All right, boys, welcome back to Thursday, um, November 20th, 2025. Now, I know I had said that we were gonna do a trade recap every single day, but yesterday I did not take any trades. If we go back to market open yesterday, this would have been the trade that I would have tried to take. Um, Geez, where's it at? Okay, perfect. Right off market open, CISD, in versus 5 minute, and I was seriously thinking about it hitting this, but then this candle, like, I was waiting for this candle, I was about to set it, and then this, like, as I'm setting it, this candle just went, phew, and I was like, oh, I'm good. And even after it closed, I should have been like, okay, let me re-enter if it comes back down, but I didn't think it was gonna come back down as we already filled it, but it indeed did. Look around consequent encroachment. Yeah, my stop would have been right here, and I would have targeted this right here, which was this buy side, right? 2.28, and if I was a little bit earlier, I would have been stomped out right there. And that was really the only trade I could find, as I'd have to go into like 15 seconds or 30-second time frame to catch a trade in this continuation. I could have used continuation model, but like seriously, there was, I don't know, I just moved too quick and I was out. I was out after this happened, or actually I was out around like 8:15ish. Like once this started consolidating, I was like, okay, what the heck. So I never traded, although there were a few shorts I could have caught, like right here. Um, but if we go to today, I'll show you the trade I caught. 15 minutes inside the market, and I told you my bias for the week was short. However, oh yeah, right here. However, I caught a long today. It was just there. It was simple, and I was like, why not, right? Okay, so we have sell side liquidity right here, and if we go to market open, one more minute in, we have sell side liquidity, and then we have all these bullish fair value gaps. I'm not gonna go into the time frame because you can see the time frame. 15 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute. Sell side liquidity, as I said before, and then sell side liquidity that could lead into this 1 hour 15 minute. As we do have these end dogs and end wogs down here. I thought we were gonna hit this end wog and go higher, so I was hoping to sweep this sell side, come back into this fair value gap, and go higher to this. So we create a 1 minute for bearish fair value gap there. We pull sorry, not we pull, but we sweep sell side right there. We tap into the 1 minute again. However, there's just no entry here. I was like, you could go for a long after this, but it's just like there's really no entry. There's no inverse or anything, as this didn't inverse. It actually went into it. And then let's keep going. I'll tell you guys my exact entry. We resweep, create a CISD, and I'm like, are we going bearish? Cause how much resistance there is in this 1 minute, I was like, if we cross this 1 minute, if we run through this 1 minute, I'll be bearish. So I was just waiting, and we actually don't, but we create a CISD here as well. And I was like, if this creates a fair value gap, I'm in. And the reason I showed you guys yesterday is because of this reason alone. Like I could have put my stop like 5, 10 ticks right below this fair value gap, have a targeted stop loss targeting this, right? Have like a 6 or something. But I just went with this low, and I actually ended up catching a 1.8. I went like a little bit higher. Actually, I think my stop was a little bit tighter. There we go. And I caught a 1.8. So if we keep going, so the next candle tapped us in. Boom, we're in, and we go negatives real quick. And I was like, oh shoot, made a mistake. And then boom, It was like a 5-minute trade, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4-minute trade, and we're out. And I was like, okay, we're going higher. And I was like, do I like after I catch a good trade? I think I did 500 something, like around $540 around there across 5 accounts. Um, so after I catch a good trade like that, like I'm not looking for more. I'm not really greedy. I've learned my lesson with that. And if I lose, I'm not greedy either. I learned my lesson. I journal wins, losses, like I said before, and then I'm out the market, right? So I was like, maybe we're going long, but we tap into this 1 hour. Pretty sure it's a 1 hour, right? Yeah, 1 hour. And I was like, if we break through that, then I could see us coming all the way to like 25, 360, around there. But we don't. Here's a mistake a lot of people made. Here, I'll show you. So CISD here taps into this 1 minute, and they're like, I'm short, but they don't pay attention how much. I don't trade support and resistance, but there's just so much resistance with this 1 minute. So I know if this gets broken into, or this gets ran through. We already got that trade, so I'm gonna take that out. So if this gets ran through, I'm looking for an inverse right there and then. So a lot of people would have got stomped out if they would have went shorts right here, because I do think market comes back higher. And boom, doesn't run through this fair value gap, but actually, yeah, it does. Does it resweep? Resweeps, runs to that 1 hour, and then here's a short I would have caught right here if we came back into this fair value gap. Or sorry, not into that fair value gap. Run through the 1 minute first. I forgot it. Boom, right here, and boom, we hit it. This would have been my second trade if I didn't catch the first trade. I would have probably put my stop like right here, as this, use this as a breakaway gap. Also, something I learned today, because I'm still learning, boys. I would have went for here and then put break even right here. I'm not too good with trusting trades going all the way down yet, as I've tried before, and it just comes back out and break evens me. I need to start learning how to take partials. That's one thing I need to work on. But okay, one thing I learned is if there's two fair value gaps and one, let me go to the next minute. Okay, yeah, and one barely taps into it and doesn't go here, you can use this as a breakaway. Also, it indicates that the market is gonna go straight down in one move. Or if we're bullish and we had two fair value gaps and only taps into the nearest one and not the second one, use that as a breakaway gap, and then you know that the market's gonna be strong in one way. So I knew the market was gonna be strong, so I could have moved my take profit right here. And by the way, I did not take this trade. I was out the market, and then we just run straight through it. Boom. Just like that. So that is it for the trade recap of today. Tomorrow's Friday. There is news at, I forgot what time I gotta check FX Forex Factory again, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.